Pussy or blood! Jeez! Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV, and you can hold that talking about your ibuprofen, your paracetamol, you friggin' pussy old fam. And the same goes for every Tottenham fan on this platform. Shout out to Savage, shout out to Fuad, shout out to friggin' Toby, shout out to friggin' Abby, shout out to Expressioni. I am so gassed that all you guys got to go to that stadium yesterday and get absolutely hammered. How do you get hammered by Chelsea in big 2023? That is the most pathetic thing of the weekend, and we drew to Luton. How do you do that? How do you lose in 2023 to Chelsea Football Club? Not even just lose, but the fact that you lose 4 goals to 1. 4 goals to 1. And there was a Tottenham fan who came into my stream last night, and he came in and said to me, James, you lost to Luton. You drew with Luton. By the way, did you know that Exeter City beat Luton? I then responded to the Tottenham fan, did you know that Exeter have the same amount of trophies than Tottenham since 2008? Did you know that? Because I don't think you did. I think Exeter, if you look at facts, they have got a trophy and you have got a trophy. 1 plus 1. Separate the boat, that's the same amount of trophies. And I failed maths. This is incredible scenes of epic proportions where you're seeing every single football club attack Tottenham right now, and it's brilliant. But now, in all seriousness, I never watched the game. I didn't see the incidents for the 2 red cards. I didn't see the goals. I heard they were all tap-ins. But I did see Ange Postecoglou's interview after the game. I also seen Expression's match reaction, and it was brilliant. It was absolutely superb. If I smoked weed still, I'd have been having the fattest joint while watching, and it would have been fucking brilliant. But now I want to talk about Ange Postecoglou, because he came out and did an interview after the game speaking on VAR, and guys, it was very interesting, let me tell you why. I think it's amazing when you've seen Jurgen Klopp be against VAR quite a few times in his Liverpool career, Arteta coming out and being against it a few times in his career, and I can't make a judgment whether or not VAR went against Spurs or it went for Spurs in this game. I know that they got 2 red cards, it looked like that a few decisions went against them. So I don't know if Ange Postecoglou is trying to take the high moral ground here and maybe talk about VAR because there was a game where a few decisions went against him. But I also don't know if it was just a warranted red card and he's just speaking about it anyway. Here's the score. It is so interesting to hear an Australian manager, and that's important because he's not English and he doesn't grow up in the traditional football and country which is England. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to discombobulate any teams any countries in Europe. I'm just saying England is like one of the foundational countries that is football and mad. Australia is not the same, but it seems that his mentality is respect authority, respect the fact that these guys have got one of the toughest jobs in the world. And I am inclined to somewhat agree, and then I will also disagree on many points as well, but I have a lot of respect for Ange Postecoglou for the way that he handled those interviews. And I'll be honest, if he was my manager and he was coming out speaking like that, I think it's the type of manager to truly lead a football club. Like, I saw an interview with Ange Postecoglou one time, and it was basically him talking about how he's a Liverpool fan growing up and how Bill Shankly is his inspiration. And the way that he conducts not only a team, but an interview reminds me of Bill Shankly a lot. And I weren't born or lucky enough to see Bill Shankly, nor Bob Paisley for that matter, but I certainly did get to see old interviews and I got to see characteristics about each individual, and it was amazing to see, chat. It was like both of these dudes were the pride and soul of Liverpool, and they genuinely was looked at as I don't want to say the gods of the city, but they were looked at in very, very high esteem. If you want to say the kings, the kingdom, the prince, whatever you want to say, they were absolutely idolised from everybody in the city. There was even a little prank video done on Liverpool fans in the 80s where it was like, Bill Shankly's leaving, and they were like, wait, what? In the old Scouse accent. It was brilliant. Have you noticed the way the Scouse accent has evolved over time? It's great. But no, seriously, I just think it's one of those where he takes inspiration from great managers and he applies it. You can do whatever you want. You can have any amount of knowledge that you want. Without application, it is dead. So that's why I'm saying to you guys that Ange Postecoglou is a very respectable man. The way he's got Spurs playing is very, very respectable. And even though I don't think they'll win the league, I don't think they have expected to win the league. It's nice to take the piss out of them like the way I did at the start of the video. And by the way, I'll continue to do so. And the next two content with expressions, best believe he's going to know about the fact he lost to Chelsea in big 2023. That is a disgrace. I'm also going to let him know he's got the same amount of trophies as Exeter, just because of that fan on my stream yesterday. But that doesn't mean that they was ever really expecting to win a league title. I don't think they was. And is this a disappointing result? Absolutely, yes it is. Not even a question. But I do still think there's a lot of room there to where Spurs have improved in many areas. The way I look at a football club is like, if I supported that team, am I happy or am I sad? Am I seeing improvement? Am I seeing an upward trajectory or a downward trajectory? Like, how is this going? Are we assessing this? Antonio Conte, I feel like he got that first season where he came in towards the end, done quite well. And then next season, downward trajectory. Jose Mourinho came in, kind of a little bit of an upward trajectory at first, then a downward trajectory. Point that I'm leading to is that the jury is still out on Postecoglou. We still need to wait and see when he gets to January. In fact, we now need to see how does his team bounce back off this loss. But I think if there's anybody, if the Spurs players truly respect Postecoglou and they truly listen to him and they truly affiliate themselves with him, kind of like the way fans online do, the way fans online react to Postecoglou is a phenomenal reception. Let's call a spade a spade. Online, he gets so much love from football and fans. It's incredible. If the players have any similar amount of respect for that man, then you've got yourself one heck of a manager. And you've got somebody who you can easily align with to bounce back in the next game. I believe Tottenham have got City in the next game, so if they lost that, that's not a bad thing. The bad thing would be how they lose. You know what I mean? How do they lose that game? But we also know that Tottenham have got a notoriously great record against Man City at home. And I believe that game's at home. Maybe I'm wrong. But either way, massive respect to Ange Postecoglou. I don't agree with his interview, I'm not going to lie. I think if a manager wants to come out and speak against VAR, that's good. But I do also understand the point he makes about how it's a bit more of a dangerous premise when you start to give the authority to a bunch of managers who are there to manage a football team opposed to anyone else. And I also think it's a more than fair enough assessment from both him and Pochettino to come out and speak on this. Because it's very, very fine, because I think it was Pochettino who said this, it's fine for when VAR goes against you. But managers don't speak out about against that. But you know who does? Jurgen Klopp. Like, do you know if Jurgen Klopp is consistent? If VAR goes against Liverpool, he'll be fuming. If VAR goes for Liverpool, then he's going to admit it. Here's the evidence of this. After the Arsenal game, he obviously done the press conference a couple of days later, and he didn't even say, I want a replay. That's what all the media said, that he said, but he never said that. He said, if X, Y, and Z doesn't happen, if this rule doesn't change, then a replay would have to happen. But that's not him actually saying he wants a replay. He's not saying that. He said a bunch of other different things and said that a replay, hypothetically, would be a fine thing to do. But it weren't him asking for it like the way everyone portrayed. And then we had the derby, the Merseyside derby against Everton. Konate had a challenge, and Jurgen Klopp said we was very, very lucky that that boy didn't get sent off. That shows to me consistency. He's showing that VAR, when it goes for him, he'll admit that it's wrong. And when it goes against him, he'll admit that it's wrong. Do you know what I want more than anything? I don't want managers being the authoritative figures in football and football and regulations, but I do want consistency. And what I didn't see was Arteta being consistent, I'll be honest. I saw Arteta coming out after the Spurs game saying, listen, it's human error, these things can happen. But then after the Arsenal game the other day, Lego man's coming out saying, it's a fucking disgrace, it's a fucking disgrace, it's a fucking disgrace. Like, you're a disgrace because you're inconsistent, you fucking Lego-headed cunt. How do you come out and sit there and say, with your full chest, after Tottenham, your arch nemesis, just because Liverpool's your arch nemesis as well. And by the way, if you ask Arteta and you get him on a lie detector and you say, who do you hate more, Tottenham or Liverpool? He absolutely will say Liverpool even more. And that's because Everton and Liverpool derby is a vicious derby, by the way. But anyway, Arteta is inconsistent. Jurgen Klopp is consistent. But then you've got Postecoglou, who's just a very honourable man, and I don't think we're going to see him moan about VAR. And I think what we need to then accept is that we've just got different types of managers. You know what I mean? But it's great. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on what I've spoke about in this video. Smash a like, subscribe. And I love every single one of you. And I'll see you all later. Sayonara.